We're going to start this restorative class for legs and knees. Sometimes we give our legs for granted. So we want to show them a little bit of love, a little bit of support. There are many reasons why the legs and the knees can become painful. One of them is being seated for too long at a desk, at home, working from home. That can bring a bit of a painful situation for your knees. Also, some exercises that you might not be used to doing can bring pain. So we're going to just focus for a moment on your legs as you're lying down. And breathe deeply. Just feel whatever is present. Put an intention for your practice today. Wiggle your toes and your fingers, roll your head side to side. Bring your head back to center, bring your legs together and stretch your arms over your head. Stretch, stretch, and relax. And bend your knees, bring your forearms underneath your knees. Just rock side to side. Let your legs relax, give yourselves a little lower back massage. Breathe in deeply. And bring your legs up towards the sky. And imagine that you're walking. So walk towards the sky, one leg and then the other. Pushing your heels towards the ceiling. That's it. So, Sula, have your legs a little bit straighter up. That's it. Good. And release your feet onto the floor. Sway your knees side to side. And many times the problems with our knees come from tightness on the thigh muscles. So we're going to have the knees hip distance apart and the knees are mat distance apart, your feet are on the edges of the mat, and then bring your knees towards the floor. So I'm now turning both knees towards my left hand side and letting the right thigh get a nice stretch. The chest is in the middle. The hands are resting either onto the side of the body or onto your belly. And if you have any issues with the leg that is closest to the floor, the left leg, if you're turning towards the left, you can put your block underneath the knee. So the leg that we're focusing on is the leg that is going in the middle. The right leg in this case, if you are turning towards your left side. Now see if you can bring your outer foot onto your inner knee. So you are crossing the leg that is closest to the floor onto the knee. That's it, Sulabh. Perfect. Shizi, bring your foot onto your knee. So you were doing the right thing, but instead of knee to knee, foot to knee. Yeah, that's it. Now, Both feet on the floor. Los dos en el piso, con las piernas así. Ahí está, muy bien. So we have a bilingual class. Please let your knees go further along the floor. That's it. Good, lovely. So you're feeling your thigh getting a nice stretch. This is very good to release the side of the thigh and your TI band, the outside of the thigh. And we're going to do a couple more breaths in here. Letting the hip relax and the side of the hip relaxed. And now uncross the foot. Both knees are going towards the ground. Uncross the foot. And then bring both legs up. And sway your knees side to side. Rest for a moment and feel the difference between your right and your left side. And now we're going to bring both knees to the other side. So the legs are spread around. Your knees are heavy towards the floor. And let that hip have a nice stretch. You can massage areas of your body that might feel tense, encouraging with your touch for it to release. And maybe you want to bring your outer foot onto your inner knee. That's it. And if it feels good, you can stretch your arms overhead. Just feel your way around it. And remember that when we're doing Yin Yoga, we're just trying to get a little bit before our utmost level. So don't force yourselves. And cross your legs and sway your knees side to side. And then rest both knees towards each other. Relax your hands onto your belly. Let your hips rest. Bring both knees towards one side and bring yourselves up into sitting. So lab, is everything okay? Open your mic if you need to say anything.
I'm not feeling any stretch except my back's hurting when I do that.
Your back's hurting?
On the left side.
Okay.
Both ways.
Pardon?
Both ways of doing it. It was hurting in my left side in my back. I didn't feel the stretch.
It is a stretch for the back as well. So, as always, you should not look for a hurt, but if it's a little bit of a stretch, it might not be bad for you. Let's do a little bit of cat-cow then. That will help the back. So you can have a cushion underneath your knees and bring your hands onto the floor. Sulabh, are you okay? So a cushion or a blanket underneath your knees. And let your hips go side to side. And then make a big circle with your hips. And change direction, just the hips. Good, and now imagine that you have a huge, beautiful tail, and you let your tail come behind you and over your head and tickle your forehead, looking up. And as you exhale, the tail comes between your legs and tickles your nose. Look towards your hips. Inhale, looking up for cow stretch. Exhale, stretch back, cat stretch. One more, cow stretch. And exhale, push all the way up. And release. Good. And this would have been a nice warm-up for the forward fold that we're going to do now. So we want to feel where the knees are going. Take a blanket or a towel or a cushion, Chisi, if you have. Otherwise you can have, yeah, perfect. And put it, make it into a sausage like this, to a little roly-poly. Put it underneath your knees. So it doesn't have to be too high. I know, Liz, you have a bolster. It might be a little bit too high, but you can try it. If you have a thin bolster, you could use it as well. And if you have a block, or you can have a cushion, you can just lean over the cushion, bringing it onto your belly, or you can lean towards the block. Be mindful that what we're after, yes, Monique, you can have more than one cushion if you want, and for you, if you want, you can have a cushion under your hip. So have your seat a bit elevated. That's it. What we want to do with the blanket under the knees is just to press against the blanket so that we can feel that the knees are there. And Sulabh, as well for you, if you wanted to have a big cushion and just lean forwards, you can have a cushion under your seat as well, or 2 or 3. So the idea is that you will be flexing from your hips and folding forwards. All of you that are already in place, Emily, just go into it. It's a forward fold. That's all we're doing. And breathe. So in this forward fold, we want to try to stretch on the back of the knees, feeling that space at the back of the knees. And your feet. You're okay, Sulabh? Your feet are relaxed. Bring the blanket a little bit more towards your hips, Sulabh. Bring the blanket. That's it. Not so much under the knees, but yeah. Is that better? That's it, Momo. You're okay? Good. And letting the back release. Gisela, for you as well, maybe a cushion under your bottom if you have. That's it. So always remember that you are your experts. So just do what's right, feel your way around it. If you feel that something is not right for your body, you can change it. You can add more props. And we're going to concentrate on the breath the next couple of minutes. I know this posture can be challenging. Just be with it, see what's on the other side, and try to breathe towards your back, opening your kidneys. Yes, if you want to use your belt, you can use your belt to hold your feet. That's it. So you can use the belt, but I don't want you to be pulling too much, just for balance. Keep expanding your breath towards your kidneys, towards your back, opening up the whole of your back. Breathing deeply. Just 30 seconds more in here. And inhale, lift your head first of all. Walk your hands back towards you. Give your legs a little massage. Always circular around your knees. And long strokes through the leg. The sense of touch is very important. Massage your knee and circular motions, and then your thigh, your hamstring, and your calf muscle, your shin. That's it, good. And now we're going to do a contra posture with an inner thigh stretch. This is to stretch the part that touches, the tendons that attach to the knee on the inside. So for this, we can build a little ski slope. Take a block or a couple of cushions and we build ourselves a nice support. That's it. And we're going to have our feet together and knees apart. Like this. Karen, if you want to support your knee, the hip that is not so flexible, you can put a block or a few cushions. So the position is reclined Baddha Konasana. Your feet are together, knees apart, and we just lie back. The head can be hanging back. Should be very nice and comfortable. If you don't have enough support to be high, you can have, you can be even lying on the floor. So let's just that's it. Yeah. If your head feels weird hanging off there, you can support it. You can lay the head on the, that's it. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. Yeah, perfect. Good. Yeah, support your head, Momo. That's it. So the focus is on the legs, on the inner thighs, the knees. Your upper back is just having a nice relaxation. Your arms can be overhead or in a T position or by the sides of the body or resting onto your belly. Any of these options are absolutely perfect. And when we're lying in this type of postures, we might feel a little bit vulnerable because we are open. All of our vital organs are exposed. But at the same time, we can imagine that we are surrendering. What can we surrender to? Apart from surrendering to gravity. And this time I want you to change the emphasis of the breath. Before we were breathing onto the kidneys. Now I want you to focus onto breathing on the sides of your waist. So letting your ribs and your waist come sideways, as if you were opening an umbrella. And if you get very good at this, you might let the breath go all the way towards your shoulders, expanding your shoulders sideways, expanding your collarbones, feeling the space between your shoulder blades getting greater. If you get any tingling on your fingers because of being in one position for long, you can wiggle your fingers and just change the position of the arm. Keep your attention on your breath, expanding your ribs sideways. And we have 1 more minute in here. And without moving your upper body, just bring your knees together, rest your knees against each other, your feet are apart. And take a moment to feel your legs, to feel your knees. And very gently bring yourself towards one side and come up into sitting. Lovely. So we're going to undo our ski slope and take a belt. You can also use a yoga belt or una chalina o una bufanda, lo que tengas, sí, o una toalla. That's the Argentinian way of saying towel instead of toalla. Like in Spain, we say toalla. Perfect, perfect. That's it. Is it flexible, Shisi? Okay, perfect. No, it's good. It's better if it's fixed. All right, so we're going to go into stretching the backs of the legs using the belt. But I want you to be very comfortable. So if you want, you can have your blanket on the floor just to shelter your shoulders. So it doesn't have to be very high. You can even have it wider. In this way, you will have your body nice and warm and comfortable whilst you're doing that. You might be on a carpet, so you don't need it. See how you go. And if you find that you're struggling a lot, you can even have a little cushion under your head. If you don't need the cushion, just let the head rest on the floor. Especially for people that haven't been practicing with me for quite a while, like Sulab, maybe having a cushion under your head will be a good idea. So we're going to start just with the belt on the ball of the foot, and the arms are resting by the sides of the body. The elbows are by the sides of the ribs, and nothing is happening. So you don't need to make any effort. Just have the belt on the ball of your foot, and the leg is as straight as it can be. You can close your eyes. And feel the temperature of your breath coming in and out of your nose. Feel your hip grounding. Feel your whole body surrendering towards the ground. Sulab, can you bring yourself close to a wall and just put your leg on a wall so that you're not making so much effort? Or even, let's see, well, I can't see around, I can see a green sofa. Just put it somewhere where you can rest the foot on a wall. Yeah, even if I can't see you, it doesn't matter. Keep your blanket. That's it. So I want you to be relaxed at the same time as you're stretching your leg. Lovely. Good. And for those of you that have been on your leg stretch for a little bit, if you can, bring the leg closer towards you. That's it. Yes, very good. And the other leg can have the knee bend or a foot flat on the floor. Put both legs up, Sulab. Since if you are on the wall, put both legs up and just relax in there, trying to stretch that leg. So yes, we are going to go to the side in a moment. So Sulab, if you have your belt near you, keep one leg on the wall, wherever it is, or on the window, and put the belt on the other foot. And we're going to bring the leg to the side. So just, good. Hello, Ian. I hope you're joining us. That's it. Emily, even if you have a wall or something, you could even rest it on the wall. So yes, Shisi, you are doing it right. Bring the leg up and to the side. That's it. But try to bend the other knee so that you have a bit more support. Bend the knee that you're not, yeah, that's it. And hold the belt with the same hand as the leg that you're stretching. Like this. Yeah. These restorative poses for our legs will release the fascia around the muscles. One more breath in here. And bring your leg back to center. So Sulab, you will be resting both legs together. The rest of us, we are going to bring the other foot onto the belt. So bring the other foot onto the belt. When there is a lack of flexibility, we can always use a firmer surface just to let the knees straighten and support it against a wall or a door. This is all interesting and available props that we have at home, so we can use them. And the leg that you're not working with can be along the floor, or the knee can be bent. Breathe. Those of you that can, try to bring the leg closer towards you. And then bring both sides of the belt into one hand, same hand as the leg they are working with, and bring the leg to the side. So for instance, here I have a wall. So I'm resting my leg on the wall, and that's quite comfortable. And I don't have to hold the belt. These are options that you can have. If you don't have a wall or a surface where you can keep your legs straight and stretch it, just keep holding onto the belt. The leg that you're not working with can be bent and the knee folded away from you. We only have 30 more seconds in here. And bring your legs back to center. Release both feet on the floor or your legs along the floor. Just have a moment feeling both legs, right and left. You might have to come off the wall so that that's it. Lovely. And for our last asana of the evening, we're going to do this hip stretch and leg stretch. And then we're going to go into a relaxation. So get your block and have your block underneath. We're going to use the block underneath the hip. So if you don't have a block, you can use a couple of cushions or a big cushion folded in two. Something like this, folded in two. And this might be a more gentle option as well. Maybe Karen, you might want to try this one. And even Liz, because it's gentler on the hips. So the movements that we're going to do is just in and out with the knee and then around. Remember that the focus is on the thigh and knee. So just see how the leg feels after the stretch that we just done. And we're trying to stretch the hip flexor. So if you are using the block, it's exactly the same movement. The leg that is not moving, you leave it static, foot flat on the floor. And slow down the movement. So go really slowly and find a point where you can rest the leg. So resting the leg onto the floor and feeling that psoas iliac, which is the strong muscle in the hip flexor, our fight or flight response muscle. Feel it stretching. And using your core muscles very slowly, move the leg again. Maybe make a circle. And find a second position where you can rest it. Maybe to the side, maybe you need to bend the knee. Maybe you want to go into the same position as before. Just see if you can find another place where you can extend the leg along the floor and have that hip flexor stretching. And you're going to give it a little massage as well. The hip flexor is always contracted as we sit for a long time. And we're going to bring the leg back to center. Help it with your hand if you need to. And bring the knee towards your chest. You can hold underneath your knee as well. And release your leg. We're going to do it on the other side. So bring the knee up. Just start with some gentle movements. The hands can be on the side. You will need to use your abdominal muscles to control the movement. We don't want to get the leg all over the place. We want to get nice, smooth movement. And make the movement even slower. And then release your leg along the floor. Feeling that deep iliopsoas. It's a bit like a rope that goes from behind your back, underneath your rib cage, inside your hips, and holds onto your thigh bone. This is the muscle that we move when we are walking. And if this muscle is very shortened from being seated for too long, it will give you lower back pain. That's it. Using your abs, bring your leg up and move it again. Just making a small circle or side to side. And find a new position. Or maybe the same one as before. And rest the leg again. And very gently bring your feet back towards your hips. Lift your hips. Release the support from underneath. And release the whole of your back on the floor. Resting the knees against each other. Rest your hands onto your belly. And bring your legs back to center. Have a gentle rocking of the knees. Rock your knees side to side. And bring both knees to one side. Come up into sitting. So Uttabhista Padangusthasana is the last posture of tonight. And then you're going to have a lovely meditation, relaxation. So we're going to sit either on a cushion or on the blanket. In particular, if your back is not very flexible, you will fare better if you can sit on a cushion so that your bum can stick out and you can forwards from your hips. Your legs are in a V, but it doesn't have to be a very wide V. Okay, so Sulab puts more cushions underneath, and actually, no, actually, don't worry about the cushion. You have the break. Okay, don't worry about the cushion. Go and lean your back against the sofa like this, with your legs open, or the wall, or anything that can support your back. It has to be like the arm of the sofa so that you're supported. That's it. Wonderful. And the idea is that as your legs start releasing, you can come forwards a little bit. But if you can't, don't worry. Emily, you're probably sandwiched between the wall and the bed, yeah? Good. So you can keep pulling the legs away. Good. Monique, you look good. Shizi, are you okay? Shizi? Yeah, good. So from wherever we are, remembering that we have, everything is perfect. Everything that we have is absolutely as it should be. Yeah, you can hug a cushion and just lean forwards. Stretching the inside of the legs, of the knees. That's it. That looks comfortable. My mum used to call this the television watching posture. When my sister and I used to lie in bed and just hold the head like this. Do you remember? Yeah. Good. Letting the insides of the legs release. If you need to massage it to release the tension on the legs, do that. The body will always give you 1,000 times in return when you send it a bit of love. Last 30 seconds. And bring yourselves up. Be mindful of your legs. Have your hands underneath your knees as you bring your legs towards each other. And time for relaxation. So take your blanket, take your cushion, whatever you have handy for your final relaxation. I'll come close to you so that you can hear me. And lie down. Lie down, Chissy. That's it. Nighty night. And as you know, this class, you do it from home. So if you want to stay in Shavasana, I will close the class with some Oms and Shantis, but you don't have to do it with me. You can stay lying down and just listen or sing from lying down, or just stay asleep. And if you wanted to switch off lights, put something to cover your eyes, just do that. That's it. Lovely. Nice and cozy. Make sure you can breathe. That's it. And feel your body supported by the ground. Shavasana, one of the most important yoga asanas. Shavasana means corpse pose. And it's not in the morbid term. Shavasana is the final resting position. This is the time when we rest and digest. Feel the back of your head supported by the ground. Feel your shoulders on the floor. Elbows, forearms, wrists and hands are relaxed. Your shoulder blades are supported by the ground and your hips. Your feet, your legs. Feel the whole back of your body merging with the ground. And feel the front of your body melting down, dissolving, softening towards the floor. Your face is relaxed and soft. Your chest is moving softly with your breath and pulsating with the heart inside your chest. Your abdomen ebbs and flows like the waves in the sea. And your legs feel rejuvenated. We're coming towards the end of this class. I wish you a peaceful evening. I'm going to close with the 3 Oms and Shantis. Invite you, Namaste. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Namaste, everybody. If you can afford the time, just stay resting, and I will see you around. Send me an email if you have any questions.